Right. Yeah, I switch the meter to voltage at the moment, but there's a difference in the voltage on my supercapacitors are already charged up. Now, I got my coils tuned optimally. It's hard to say that word when I'm tired. So when we've got no load, the coils are literally only using the actual drive to the coils is only using 30 milliamps, 6 coils. So we have them in resonance now. They're in perfect harmonious resonance. Yellow is the input. Yellow input. Pulse width is about, well, you can see for yourself it's jumping around. It's hard to tell right now, but peak to peak input 58.4, pulse width, cyclic RMS input 19.2, frequency, ooh, well, that's around, I think it's 10 kilohertz, I think. Maximum output in the blue, 44 volts. Peak to peak on the output 84.8 volts. Pulse width is, well, it says there one, yeah. Cyclic RMS output 26.4 volts. Now this is where I go and yeah, sort of, because when I put my meter on the current to charge up the supercapacitors, which I'm going to do now, so I'm going to stick this on. Sorry, I haven't got the light on. Put it on current. Yeah, we have 144.7 milliamps going into the supercapacitors, and the output, the coil that's not connected to anything, I'm measuring that one, the blue one, still actually gives us 26.4 volts RMS. It's actually gone up. So the output coil that's not connected to anything has got excellent lens isolation. It has got very, very good lens isolation, but my input current now has gone up to 180 milliamps. Right, so that's not bad really, but I'm still not happy that it's gone up at all, really, because the objective really is to isolate the lens effect, and well, obviously it's not happening, is it? It's not happening, is it? Because when I put the load on 3 coils, it's got 180 milliamps. Now, obviously, if I connect the 4th coil, then maybe that would help. I don't know. That's another test I'll have to do later, because at the moment I'm just tired. But, yeah, because it won't be in balance, will it? If I've got 3 coils loaded up, and 1 coil is not loaded up, then, yeah, well, I don't know. We'll just have to, well, I suppose I could disconnect the other coil on this side, so that these 2 aren't connected to the output, and see if these 2 are balanced. Yeah, I could do that easier. Obviously my output current would drop. I'm going to put the light back on. Right, so I disconnected on this side. One coil is connected to the oscilloscope. I disconnected 1 wire from the full wave. Oops, what have we done now? Full wave bridge rectifiers. Oh, it's a wire probably touching something. Basically, that means, because I've got 6 bridge rectifiers, full wave rectifiers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and only 3 of them were connected, but 2 of them are connected now. So this side, these 2 coils, output secondary coils, are not connected to any load at all, right? So this side should still be in resonance with itself. But it's connected in the actual actuator coils are connected in parallel with the other side of the actuator coils, so it might not be in resonance, I don't know yet. But what I do find interesting is the current input has dropped to 100 milliamps. Right, so the input is now 100 milliamps to the coil. but my output has dropped to 70.3 milliamps. But bear in mind, it won't. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah, you can still work it out, the input current versus the output current. Right, so anyway, it's 70.3 milliamps to the actual supercapacitors, charging them up. I'll just check the let's just check on the oscilloscope. So now the output on the other coil, on the cyclic RMS, has actually gone up now to 27.2 volts. Right, so I've got 27.2 volts on the other output coil, when the other two coils on the left hand side, which we're just looking at, are loaded down. So the output coil, and there's two coils that are not connected now. So the output on that top coil is 27.2. We have peak to peak 80 volts, maximum 40 volts. This is the output coil. And the input is still 20.8 volts RMS. Peak to peak 58.4 volts. So that's interesting, because the peak to peak there is obviously what I'm putting is lower. I think it is 58.4. Yeah. We've actually got a higher voltage on the output of 80 volts, so yeah, definitely lower going in. The frequencies obviously will be the same for the input and output. That's the waveform at the moment. Right. The reason for the ringing on the output side is because of these capacitors on my bridge rectifiers to smooth out the higher frequencies so that it's rectifiable. Bridge rectifiers don't always like to rectify. Certain bridge rectifiers don't work very well with high frequencies, so that just smooths it out a bit, but it creates this resonance, this tiny little resonance effect on the waveforms. Now earlier I had a hell of a lot of noise on my waveforms, and I think what was causing that was the fact I had a shorted coil. The shorted coil that was faulty created a whole bunch of harmonics and crazy stuff to go on, and obviously things weren't in resonance. Anyway, so we've got two coils at the moment, one going to the oscilloscope, that secondary coil, this one here, and this other coil which was going to the rectifier circuit but is no longer connected. So if I reconnect this wire here, then I'll connect that while I'm looking at the meter. We'll see what happens on there, and it should go back up again. Yeah, 143 milliamps. When I disconnect it, it drops. That's the. And look at the input current when I connect the coil again. Where's my wire gone? I can't. There, 190. Right. So it goes up a little bit. Not a whole 100 milliamps, but it goes up about 90, which is interesting. I'm just going to pause it. I mean, I want to reconnect properly. Anyway, I can't remember where I was now. Well, I don't know what I was just saying, but I left it on pause for a while, and yeah. Yeah, I disconnected the current to the thing at the moment. So anyway, I think at the moment what I've got to do is look at air gaps, really. Having introducing some air gaps. I think I've got some crosstalk between my actuator coil and my secondary coils, and that could be what's causing me some issues. Might be crosstalk, I don't know, but it won't hurt to try that out. I mean, basically all I have to do is print some, use some extra ferrite rings, and have basically a coil air gap, but not an actual ferrite core air gap, if you know what I mean. I just want the coils themselves to be further apart, so the secondary is not too close to the primary actuator coil. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll have to do that in the next few days because I'm not feeling up to it right now. Yeah, anyway, that's it for now.